Look, we all know 2023 was a banger year for games. Resident Evil 4 made one of the greats new again, with more dynamic gameplay, richer characterization, and intense atmosphere. Spider-Man 2 prioritized quality over quantity, delivering a thrilling experience that never wore out its welcome. Final Fantasy XVI hit the highest notes of anything I played all year, though it did stumble to some unfortunate lows in the process. The wonderfully weird and whimsical Alan Wake 2 was my biggest surprise of the year. But in terms of creativity, ambition, and execution, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is probably 2023's best offering. And shout out to some less heralded gems. The brilliant Chants of Sennaar has you deciphering languages to uncover the secrets of a fractured society, while A Space for the Unbound mixes the mundane and the fantastical to deliver an emotional story. These games, among many others, are worthy of celebration, but my favorite of the year is something altogether unexpected. Theatrhythm Final Bar Line. I don't really play rhythm games, but this one is special. It features music from the legendary Final Fantasy series. The most important factor in any music-based game is the music itself, so having full access to the greatest catalog of songs in the history of video games feels like a bit of a cheat code. On top of that though, it's an expertly crafted experience that strikes that perfect balance between being easy to approach, yet challenging to master. On the surface, it's simple. Tap the buttons displayed on screen in time with the beat of the music. But it goes much deeper than that. There are chill songs you can vibe out with, fast-paced ones that require intense focus to keep up with, different modes, difficulty levels, even RPG-style stats, leveling, and party customization that are frankly far more robust than anything Final Fantasy XVI had to offer. Final Bar Line's massive selection of music pulls from all 16 numbered FF games, as well as spin-offs like Tactics, Crisis Core, the Lightning Trilogy, and even my first ever Final Fantasy, Mystic Quest, which has a sick soundtrack, by the way. DLC packs expand the tracklist further, adding songs from iconic Square Enix titles like Nier, Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, The World Ends With You, Octopath Traveler, and even Xenogears. And hey, a track or two from my beloved Vagrant story would have been nice, but it's probably time to make my peace with the fact that Square is never going to acknowledge that game again. Even so, the song selection is so all-encompassing that despite a glaring omission here or there, like the iconic Xanarkand or my personal favorite Besaid, both from FF10, it's churlish to complain when there are literally hundreds of amazing classic and modern tunes represented. As you clear songs from a given game, you unlock characters from that title to join your party. Putting together a Final Fantasy Dream Team is awesome. Given their cameos in FF Tactics, I like to put Cloud and Aerith with Ramza and Agrias. I feel like Vivi and Prompto would be friends, so that's a fun combo too. As is going all in on Chaos with a team of Kefka, Sephiroth, Ultimecia, and Garland. It's more than cosmetic though. Each character gains new abilities as they level up. Many of these are shared. Spellcasters like Alphino and Celeste both have access to Arrow, for example. But many are unique to a single character. It's not necessary to delve too deep into this stuff if you're just looking to bop through some songs and have a nice time. But setting up a party whose skills complement each other is crucial if you're aiming for 100% completion. Each track has an optional objective, a side quest, that can be completed for bonus rewards. Some of these are straightforward, like using a specific party member, or clearing a track without missing a single note. Others, however, require more thought, like using specific abilities to target enemy elemental weaknesses, or defeating a boss within 25 seconds. Most of these quests are relatively easy, but some are surprisingly challenging. It's a good thing Final Fantasy XIII has such amazing music, because finishing those quests took me longer than I care to admit. It feels bad dropping Cloud and Vivi from my party, but sometimes you have to abandon your favorites for characters like Ace and Materia, whose unique abilities make them powerhouses. There's also an endurance mode called Endless World, where you face an increasingly difficult series of objectives as you play through a random selection of songs. Fail to meet the objective 3 times and you're all done, so preparation, strategy, and a smart party setup again come into play. I got dozens of hours of satisfaction out of crushing my way through every side quest and pushing through Endless World. 24 songs is my record, by the way. But most of my time with the game has been spent just free playing my favorite tunes. Whether you want to relax for 20 minutes before bed, or take on the most insane boss themes on the highest difficulty, Final Bar Line has something for every mood. It's kind of a perfect game. I have to dig deep to muster any criticism at all. I mean, I guess some of the characters they chose to represent certain titles are kind of weird. Like, what is Ida doing amongst the 14 characters when Alize, Estinian, and Emmett Silk are all MIA? For that matter, where are Kimari, Selphie, and Shadow? The fact that whining about a few missing characters is the worst charge I can level against it is indicative of a pretty immaculate experience. I played a lot in 2023, ran through Resident Evil 4 several times, got the Platinum Trophy in FF16 and Spider-Man, sunk more than 50 hours into Octopath Traveler 2. Maybe I'll actually finish it in 2024. But Theatrhythm Final Bar Line was my constant companion throughout the year. From its launch in February through the final days of the year, it's the video game comfort food that I've been reaching for again and again. Clearly made with a lot of love, it's a wonderful tribute to the greatest video game series of all time. Whether you're a hardcore Final Fantasy fan, or just someone who enjoys amazing music, it's absolutely worth your attention.